Item 10D, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a contract with Pacific Access Contractors, Inc. for the purchase and installation of a wheelchair lift for basement access to the library in the amount of $28,500 and approving a construction budget in the amount of $33,000.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. It's a pleasure to be before you again tonight to discuss the installation of the wheelchair lift to provide accessibility to the library basement. This contract before you is the latest in a series of projects that the city has undertaken to make the library more accessible. As you recall, last year we made ADA improvements to the public restroom on the first floor of the library. We also installed a wheelchair lift to service the mezzanine level of the library. With this contract, we would be installing that wheelchair lift to service the basement of the library, which is important because we have some ongoing children's programs in the basement, as well as some events for the Friends of the Library. We also have some potential to increase the number of classrooms or programs down in the basement if it was fully accessible to be used as a public facility for rental. Installation of this wheelchair lift would allow it to happen and provide that accessibility that we would need to be fully compliant. The installation would actually take place, the lift will be installed at the exterior of the library on the Angus side of the building, where there's a short flight of steps to access the basement, and it's not unlike the flight of steps that you see there. It's about almost the same number. You see the wheelchair lift is installed, will be installed against the wall. It will be docked at the sort of the down side of the flight of stairs. Once it's fully installed, there'll be a security gate so that there won't be any access allowed when the basement does not have an event in it. When their event is occurring, the gate will be unlocked, and the patrons who need to use the wheelchair lift, most actually have sort of a standardized key that is common for most of these lifts. If they don't have that key, of course staff does and would assist in the operation of that lift. The type of wheelchair lift that is appropriate for the city based on the building's requirements and is a commercial grade is only supplied and installed by Pacific Access Contractors, which is why we're going with them again tonight. We received a bid of $28,500 and with a contingency of about 15%, that's a total price of $33,000. Although we'll note that Pacific Access installed the last wheelchair lift in the library and was able to do that without exercising any of the contingency amount, which we expect to be the same in this instance. They're very specialized contractors that really come in here and know what they're doing. And so we expect that $28,500 to be the amount that we'll need to spend. The budget for this is actually funded by a grant that staff applied for and received from the San Mateo County Housing Department, which is a piece of the Community Development Block Grant. If the contract is awarded tonight, there will be approximately a 120-day installation schedule, which seems a bit long, but these lifts are customized to the particular location, so the contractor comes out, makes a measurement, sends those measurements to the manufacturer makes it, ships it back out here, it's installed, and then actually it's inspected by a state-certified elevator inspector before it's actually allowed to be put into operation. And I mean, you can see from these photographs that there's not just a piece of equipment to be in compliance, but these are actually nice pieces of equipment that serve a really good purpose for our library. And unless I've missed something, I'd be prepared to answer any questions.
Any questions of staff?
To the chair, I just want to, Mr. Shannon, pleasure to have you here again, of course. But I appreciate you bringing it up because I'd asked from the last chair lift the contingency because it was at 20%, which I thought was high and didn't understand the inconsistency. And I appreciate that. I'd asked for some return information, and it is my understanding then that you're saying 0% was used.
0 was used, correct.
And that was inside. So now we have outside, and 15% is used, which I think is acceptable, especially it's outside, and we don't know what that may entail. So just for the record that, again, 20% I thought was too high, and obviously it was. But I also want to appreciate, I think the security gate is a good idea, why we're doing this project, and I think that will be something for benefit, not only to protect the chair, but also the area that goes down to the basement.
Questions, comments, action?
One question.
Michael?
Oh,
Sorry, Michael?
I had a question about the location of the chair. It seems like on that side of the library, it may be exposed to the weather more. Are there any special considerations given to that to protect this device from the weather? And also, is there any other safety equipment that's going to be considered for that area to make it safer?
I believe most of that area is sheltered from the bulk of the weather. So I mean, unless we get a rain coming accompanied by wind from the straight north, most of that will be protected. There will be some weather elements. This type of lift has the specifications that will allow it to withstand those weather elements. The interior location of stairs, it's just too steep and windy to really accommodate at a reasonable cost a wheelchair lift. So this is really our only option. We think with the installation of the security gate, that we'll be able to have enough secure access, and the equipment itself should be able to withstand that exterior environment.
Okay. And I meant to walk by there and look, but where are the handicapped parking slots on that side of the street? Are they across the street from the library?
I think we have
Right in
some right in
front.
front of the building, right on the street, I believe.
Okay. So that would be perfect for this.
So so it's very, very close access.
Great. Thank you.
It's the right
Ken?
adjacent.
Just have a quick question. It's not just available to wheelchair users? Can anyone that has difficulty using stairs request to use the lift?
Correct. So there's grab bars there that they'll be able to use to not be in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Questions, comments, actions?
So you're all waiting for me because it's a library thing?
Maybe. Well, plus it's nice to see you here, so. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I have mixed feelings about this. I think it's fabulous that we are doing it. I know that it will open up the use of the basement area, and we haven't been able to utilize that for a long time the way we could. Of course, I'd rather have a new library, but since that's not in the works for right now, I'd like to introduce the resolution for this.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Salazar.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.